I cannot believe the news that broke from Tony Khan about something that WWE did to him in AEW 6 years ago. I'm going to talk about that right away, as well as go over the special 1-hour collision that we had yesterday. Stick around for all of that here on Screw the Script. Welcome back, everybody, to Screw the Script. I'm your host, is Maverick. As always, I got a special drop again for you. I did one on Thursday, and I'm doing one here on Sunday, mainly because of Christmas coming up. As you know, I have a family. We're going to be busy, so this upcoming week is going to be a little strange with video drops. I'm likely only going to have one other video drop this week, and then I'm going to take a few days off, as we're going to be very busy with the rest of the week with Christmas and seeing family and all that stuff. So just apologize in advance for not having a video more than once this upcoming week, but I'm going to have one here today for you guys, which will be a nice early Christmas surprise for you. And then I'll have one probably either tomorrow or Tuesday, and then I'll probably take the remainder of the week off until the weekend. Right up here, I just want to talk about something before I get over to Collision. There's a video surfacing of Tony Khan, I believe, post-show for the Dynamite on 34th Street, because I believe they recorded that one, if I'm not mistaken, which will be in a couple of days for Christmas Eve. And then we have Christmas Collision as well. He came out and said, and there's a video surfacing that you can find. I didn't want to share the video because I couldn't get the frame size well to fit my videos without it being really just, potato quality. But here's a little snippet of it. He basically said that 6 years ago, when AEW was about to launch, Madison Square Garden was offering to have him have his first Dynamite show ever at that classic historic venue. And then, shortly then after, he was contacted by them again saying that they were actually not going to go through with that because a certain someone blocked and was basically angry and upset by the potential of that happening. We all know that that's WWE. At the time, in 2019, I can't remember if that was still Vince when he was in control or Triple H shortly after he took over. I believe it was Vince McMahon. But either way, not a good look for WWE to do something like that. And there's so many times over the last 6 years where we have seen countless WWE higher-ups, wrestlers, go out and just say, and the fans too, the E-stands especially, actually, go out and say, oh, we don't see AEW as competition. Well, guess what? On day fucking one, you did. He came out, and then the crowd, if you find the video, which it's surfacing on Reddit and other socials, so just, look around, you'll be able to find it. Tony Khan says this, and then the entire crowd starts chanting, fuck the Fed, or something like that, which is absolutely bonkers. Just not a good way to close out 2025 for WWE. They already had a really down year, and that's honestly an understatement. Probably just a massive down year is what I would say. So I just wanted to share that real quick with you guys. Now let's get on to covering the special 1-hour collision that we got. First thing that we had, if you look up there, is a card. Eddie Kingston, Nathan Cruz. Solid match, a lot better than I thought it would go. Obviously, we see Eddie Kingston pick up the win. The Mad King being back is nice for AEW. Just a solid mic worker. One of the best in the business on the mic. And he can still go in the ring. So, good match there. Speedball Mike Bailey and Jack Perry had a really good Continental Classic Gold League match. We saw Jack Perry pick up his first points as he knocked off Speedball by biting his foot and doing, I forget what move it was after, to pick up the pin. This match was okay, and that's just it's only okay because of how damn good the Continental Classic has been these last few weeks. This is probably one of the weaker matches from the entire thing, but still, bar none, is better than pretty much any match you would see weekly over in WWE in 2025, because most of their matches aren't that good. They have some good matches here and there, but even Speedball and Perry put on a match that, in my opinion, is better than most what you see weekly from WWE. They're my two favorite matches of Night of the Four. We saw Mercedes Moné have an open challenge, and none other than Alex Windsor, or however she says it. I don't know if I did it justice. I may have just clicked myself, but Rev Pro, undisputed British Women's Champion. She beat Mercedes. Great. She holds both British titles now, which is a great look for her. She's Will Ospreay's significant other. She actually did give kind of some of an update saying that he is doing well in recovery and that he just misses all of us. He misses the ring. He had the surgery in September, so it's already been a couple of months. But the timetable for a neck surgery of that magnitude is a whole year. So unfortunately, we're likely not going to see Will Ospreay for another, 10 months. We're probably not going to see him until the end of summer at the earliest. And then finally, a bonkers main event. Okada versus Kevin Knight. Okada beat Okada essentially in this match. He was toying with Kevin Knight early on, and that cost him the victory as Kevin Knight pulls up the upset of the year. Not just a C2. I think this is one of the biggest upsets of 2025. Kevin Knight, he's only 28 years old. He's only been wrestling with AEW for less than a year. Doesn't have a whole lot of wrestling experience behind him and under his belt besides being in AEW, against the best tournament wrestler in history, one of the best wrestlers in the world currently, and will be one of the best ever to do it by the time he retires, in Okada. And like I said, Okada was toying with him. He could have went for a pin after he hit the Rainmaker, like not even 10 minutes into this match. And that was his downfall. He underestimated Kevin Knight. Kevin Knight came back and beat him. And boy, did the crowd go electric. So congratulations to Kevin Knight. And now I want to bring up the crazy, I think we have a 5-way tie. If you look right up here. Yeah, we have a 5-way tie in the Gold League now. Okada, Bayley, Fletcher, Knight, and Pac all at 6 apiece, with Jack Perry being the shoe-in, fill-in for Darby Allin, who was not medically cleared for this, I believe, due to a concussion. He did pick up his first points, but likely isn't going to go anywhere in this actual tournament. Most likely, we are going to still see Okada and Takeshita win both their leagues respectively, but it has been such a damn good tournament. Very unpredictable, like I've said multiple times on my channel. I have really, really enjoyed the C2. Honestly, the only negative of the C2, I wish it was longer. Maybe Tony Khan next year could throw in 2 more people, or however that would end up working with the bracket. I don't know if that would work. But, make it longer is essentially what I'm trying to say. I'm starting to believe this is the best annual tournament in pro wrestling. It is starting, in my mind, in my opinion, just with the stacked card that it gives us weekly in AEW, and their roster is insane. It is, in my opinion, on par with the G1. And if it continues, and we see more and more wrestlers choose to go to AEW versus New Japan, it may pass up the G1 as the best tournament that happens annually for pro wrestling. Next, I just got a couple things to talk about for AEW news right up here. Warner Brothers has rejected Paramount's $108 billion hostile bid. The company said it's confident that our merger with Netflix represents superior, more certain value, which I can agree with that. I'm not a huge fan of the merger regardless, but if I had to pick between the two, I would definitely go with Netflix. And it's already been said that likely nothing's really going to change. They're going to still have AEW on TNT and TBS for people to watch on cable if you do still watch on cable. And likely the HBO Max streaming service is going to have little to no change whatsoever. AEW's pay-per-views are likely still going to stay on there unless Netflix decides to not pick them up because it may be competition for their WWE Raw product that they have. But none of that is even going to be finalized until 2027. So we have over a year before any of that actually really initiates. Tony Khan has plenty of time to have a plan B and a plan C in case something like that happens with their streaming, because that's really the only thing that'll affect AEW with long term is potentially not having HBO Max for their pay-per-views. Maybe they go the route of Amazon Prime, because I've already purchased a couple on Prime prior to them having the HBO Max deal. So that would be perfectly fine with me. If I can stream the shows weekly on Max still, owned by Netflix now, but really nothing changes, and then just flip over to Amazon Prime to watch the pay-per-views, that's okay with me. And lastly, look at this banger of a fucking card we have for World's End already announced. Obviously, there's going to be more matches announced later on, but we already have 4 really, really good matches. Actually, 5, because World's End, we see the Continental Classic semifinals and the championship final match. So that's 2 right there. You got the Babes of Wrath versus Mercedes Moné for the women's tag titles. Statlander and Hayter should be a really fucking good match for the Women's World Championship. And now with MJF coming back last week, we have a fatal 4-way for the AEW Championship. Swerve, Samoa Joe, Hangman, MJF. Those guys, besides Samoa Joe anyway, because he's older, are your future of AEW, especially MJF, because he's still so damn young. Holy shit, is that going to be a great main event. World's End is going to hit any WWE PLE harder than we saw Anthony Joshua hit Jake Paul with that knockout blow that broke his jaw in 2 places. World's End is going to knock out every WWE PLE that's happened in some time, not just 2025. It is shaping up to be one of their best of the year to close out 2025, and I truly believe that AEW is going to have a stupendous 2026. As long as there's no media issues, Tony Khan has definitely gotten a lot better on his socials. He's matured a lot. You got to remember, he's much, much younger than Vince McMahon was when he was still in power, and he is still much younger than Triple H even is. But he is, the company only being 6 years old, there was some growing pains early on, obviously. They'd had a down year and a half with the whole CM Punk stuff and all that stuff, but they have come back very strong. They won Best Promotion of the Year in 2025 through Sports Illustrated, and I think as long as they stay the course, they will have the better 2026 as well. That's all I had on this episode of Screw the Script. Let me know down below your thoughts on all of that stuff. What are your thoughts on the Tony Khan stuff saying that Madison Square Garden was blocked by WWE for having their first Dynamite there? What are your predictions for World's End on those matches that are announced? I will, like I said, have another video before Dynamite later in the week, but likely that'll be the last one of the week due to Christmas. That video, I'll have my predictions for both shows. As always, this has been Maverick with Screw the Script. Thanks for watching.